So this leads us to part 4, the leader. Let's take a look at poor and unhealthy leadership for just a second. Again, thinking in family systems theory lingo. Leaders who are unhealthy lack the emotional distance and boundaries to think out their vision clearly. Remember the tendency to get stuck together in an unhealthy way, to get sucked back into the system. Unhealthy or poor leaders are led here and there by crisis after crisis. They're more firemen than they are visionary leaders. Leaders are reluctant to take well-defined stands, to be clear about what is true, what is healthy, what is right, what should be the path. Family systems theory says that a leader in the system who is becoming healthier and healthier, more mature, more whole as a human being, can actually lead the whole system towards health and function if they stay the course. Leaders who lack the maturity and sense of self to deal with conflict, with resistance, and with sabotage. In the 21st century, my dear brothers and sisters, without exception, leaders will be resisted and you will deal with sabotage. It comes with the territory by definition. If you are doing your job as an Orthodox Christian leader, whether you are clergy or lay leader, you will be resisted. Stay the course. What is healthy leadership? The capacity to separate oneself from surrounding emotional processes. In other words, anxiety, anger, gossip, threats, blame, etc. You don't need to enter into that emotional process. You can stay connected and love the person or the people without entering into that anxiety and that dysfunction. As a matter of fact, it makes sense if there's someone in quicksand and you don't jump in to save them. But you stay on the edge, on solid ground, and you stay out of the quicksand in order to save the person in the quicksand. Similar analogy. The capacity to obtain clarity about one's own principles and vision based on the truth, on health, and on holy tradition. The willingness to be exposed and vulnerable. To not be afraid to make mistakes. Remember the spirit of safety versus adventure. You're going to make mistakes. Just don't make them twice. You'll keep making mistakes. Just don't keep making the same ones. Persistence in the face of inertial resistance. Not initial resistance, inertial resistance. Don't let resistance stop progress towards parish health, towards the right vision, towards the right mission, towards growth. Love your people more than you love yourself. Self-regulation in the face of reactive sabotage. We all have buttons. We all have triggers. Learn, understand them. Try to have God heal them. This is what we mean by the healing of the passions. Be continually in the process of transformation so that there are no buttons for people to push. The willingness to stay the course, but stay connected to those who are sabotaging you or the mission. I wrote down stay the course, which is courage, and stay connected, which is pastoral. Look at Christ and his ministry. How many times did people try to sabotage his ministry? How many times in his circle and outside of his circle did they try to resist what God had called him to do? "Get behind me, Satan," he said to Peter, chief among the apostles. But he stayed the course, and yet he stayed intimately connected with those who were resisting him and even sabotaging him. "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do," as he hung on the cross. Almost his final words. Every effective leader, whether they be clergy or lay, that I know, is a lifelong repenter, learner, grower, studier, reader, and follows and surrounds him or herself with other leaders, other strong Orthodox Christian models to imitate.